Hello, friends, and welcome to Health Week 4. This week, we are going to be talking about the topic fire. So, this week, our topic is fire can hurt you. So, for our ICANS today, we're going to learn how to stay safe when you see a fire, and we're also going to remind ourselves what to do when there is a fire drill. So, every week, a new teacher is going to be teaching you your health lesson. Here are all of our first grade teachers. This week, I will be teaching you. Hello, my name is Miss Gallahue, and I am so excited to be talking to you today about such an important topic. So, have you ever seen a fire? Think back. Maybe you've seen a fire on a stove in a kitchen or on a candle on a cake. Fires are really hot and they burn bright. They are interesting to look at, but we need to be careful. Fires can help us. Fires can be helpful. We use fires to cook our food, keep ourselves and our homes warm, or give us light. Sometimes if our light switches up on the ceiling aren't working, we might light a candle or a lantern, and fire can help us see it when it is nighttime. But fire is not a toy, and it's not a game. It's important that you never start a fire. If you need help cooking or staying warm, ask a grown-up for help. Fires are really dangerous. It's important that when we see a fire, we stay away. If we touch fire, we'll get a burn. A burn is a really ouchy injury on our hand or on our body that hurts really badly. This is dangerous and can hurt our bodies. If you see a fire, make sure that there's a grown-up nearby and knows that there's a fire happening. If there is no grown-up, go find one. Go away and find one. We want to make sure that we keep everyone safe. So if you are in your house and you see a candle burning on the table and you look around and there's no grown-up, make sure you go get a grown-up so that they know that there's a candle burning in your house. If there is a fire in a building, we will hear a fire alarm. Our homes and our school have fire alarms to keep us safe. It's important to listen for the fire alarm and leave the building to stay safe. Maybe you remember from last year when we were in school that sometimes a really loud bell would ring and we would need to line up and go outside because we were practicing for if there was ever a real fire. When we hear that, it's really important we look for the grown-ups who are around and we follow all the directions because we want to make sure we get out of the building and away from the fire safe and sound. So we're going to watch a little brain pop video all about fire safety.
Ruby, stay calm. There's no fire. We're having a fire drill. A fire drill is an exercise where people practice what to do in case there is a fire. What do you do during a fire drill at school? When you hear the fire alarm, get up and walk to the door right away. Do not finish what you're doing and do not stop to do anything else. Move quietly and quickly, but do not run. If you run, you might trip and get hurt. Line up and listen to your teacher for directions. The alarm is really loud, but do not cover your ears. You might miss important directions. It's really important to stay quiet so everyone can hear the teacher. Walk in a line as you leave the classroom and the building. Remember who is standing in front of you and stay behind that person. Pay attention so you do not get separated from your group. If you do get separated, do not go back into the classroom. Go outside right away. If you're not in your regular classroom, follow the school's safety plan and go outside. Ask an adult to help you find your class. Once you're outside, it's important to stay with your class and stay quiet. Your teacher needs to make sure everyone is there and safe. Your teacher will tell you when it's time to go back inside the building. You should take fire drills seriously because they help prepare us for emergencies. What is an emergency plan? Our family came up with a plan to stay safe during an emergency. We discussed all the safe ways to exit or leave our home. We learned where to find the fire extinguisher, which is a special spray that puts out small fires. Remember, the fire extinguisher is not a toy. We also learned about our smoke detectors. A smoke detector is a small alarm that goes off when it senses smoke. Our family picked a safe spot to meet in case we get separated during an emergency. We also got a list of people we could call if there are problems. And we know to call 911 if there's an emergency. Fires don't happen very often, but you should know what to do during a fire. Let's do a fire drill at home. What should you do if there's a fire? If you're with an adult when you hear an alarm, follow directions carefully. If you have to exit the building, leave right away. Do not take your belongings with you, just go. If you smell smoke but don't see it, touch the door or doorknob lightly. If they are hot or very warm, do not open the door. If it's cool, open the door a little and watch and smell for smoke. If you see smoke coming out from a door, do not open the door. Put blankets or clothes around the door so the smoke doesn't get in. If you can see and smell smoke, stay low to the ground. Smoke and heat rises in the air, so you're better off crawling. You can cover your nose and mouth so you breathe less smoke. If your clothes catch on fire, don't run. Instead, stop, drop, and roll to put it out. If you hear a fire alarm, do not hide. Grown-ups need to find you and make sure you're safe. Follow your emergency plan and try to get outside as fast as possible. I think we all did a good job on our drill. How can you prevent fires? Fires can be dangerous, so it's important to keep them from happening. Never play with matches, lighters, or fireworks. Keep toys, clothes, and other things away from heaters so they don't catch on fire. Be careful around sockets and don't stick things in them that don't belong. Never play with the stove or oven. Only cook when an adult is around to help you. And don't pull or play with a fire alarm. It's for emergencies only. It's everyone's responsibility to prevent fires. Right, Moby?
Okay, I hope you learned a little something new about fire safety with that video. I want you to take some time tonight to ask your family if you have an emergency plan and what to do if there's a fire in your house. Talking to your family before an emergency happens will help us stay safe. Oopsies. It's important that we know that fire is dangerous so we can be safe. When you see a fire, now you know how to be safe and help others be safe too. Remember, always tell a grown-up when you see a fire. For our independent practice today, you're going to be doing an activity that you will find in Google Classroom. and I know you got this. Here's what our fire safety practice looks like. So at the top, you can click on the little icon, the little voice, so you can hear the directions. It says click and drag the pictures that belong in the box. So take a look at this first one. Here's a little girl who's cooking all by herself with no grown-ups. Is that what fire safety looks like? No, so we're not going to put that one in the box because that's not fire safety. I can't wait to see all of your sorts. Thank you so much for paying attention, and remember, always be safe with fire.